Welcome. Welcome to the time of meditation in motion. Today we will be practicing this meditation on a chair. So this might be a new practice for you. It could be very comfortable or more comfortable for those who cannot be for longer standing or sitting on the ground. So please find a chair that doesn't have the sidebars and perhaps have a pillow handy. We might be using it later. You can also place the pillow underneath your feet and make the ground more softer. Anytime you would need to adjust the movement or skip, please do so. This is your practice, and your comfort and safety of your body is the most important. So we start with scooping our body forward so our feet can be firmly placed on the ground with the full surface. And then place them so the feet are underneath the knees. They're also parallel to each other in a width of the hips. And then placing the hands perhaps on the thighs. It's comfortable closing the eyes and connecting to your hips and underneath the sit bones. And imagining that the sit bones are very heavy. There are these two anchors. And then another two anchors we have in our feet. So connecting to these four anchors. With every exhale, we may let the weight of the body sink to these anchors. Leaving the day thus far behind, pausing for a moment, not yet going to the future. With inhale, imagining the spine as a spiraling column coming from the base all the way up to the top of the head. And with exhale, we connect to these four anchors in our sit bones and the feet. And we drop the weight down. A few moments ahead, checking in with our body, with our mind, with our emotion, where we are at this moment. It might help to open the mouth and to let the breath go out softly. Or maybe a few deep sighs could help to release. In case there is some intense sensation either in the body or in the mind or in the heart, checking if we can practice with it. Not pushing it aside, seeing it. And with inhale, imagining bringing space in and around. And with exhale, letting the weight drop down to the sit bones, to the feet, and down to the ground. And bringing our attention to our head. Maybe doing some small movements to notice, to bring more awareness where our head is positioned on the spine. And then letting it come to its neutral position and noticing where in the space that is. And moving gently with the breath, only as far as it feels comfortable and as your breath can flow freely and your shoulders and jaw is loose. We inhale and we follow the gaze up to the ceiling, letting the back of the head fall towards the back of the chair. And with exhale, slowly looking front and then following the gaze down towards our feet, or perhaps our belly. And then continuing in your own breath, following your gaze up and exhaling, following the gaze down. If you need to move a little bit faster or breathe twice on the way up and down, that's all totally okay. And then next time you're going through the center, be there and pause for a moment. And then our gaze will go to the left. So following your gaze towards your left shoulder, it's almost you want to look behind you and going only to the point where the rest of the body is comfortable. And with exhale, we retrace the path back to the front and inhale to the right. So this time gazing over our right shoulder and then retracing it back. If possible, letting the jaw be loose and the chin is parallel to the ground. Letting the gaze guide you. And then notice if this movement becomes automatic. See if you're still following your gaze or if your gaze is following your head. And next time in the front, stay there, pause, look straight ahead or closing the eyes, noticing. And then with inhale, let your chin and nose go forward without moving the shoulders. So your head is going forward like if we were be smelling something in front of us. Then back to the center, and with next inhale, let's move the face back to the back of the head. So creating this stretch in the front where your sternum is in the same place and you're moving your face forward and then back. This could be millimeters, very, very small movements. And then pause back in the middle. And bring your right hand on your left ear. And with exhale, let the gravity go through the hand, down your ear and the head. Breathing in and out, allowing the right elbow be heavy and the left shoulder, creating a lot of space between the left ear and the left shoulder. And then slowly release the hand, place it back down on the thigh, come back to neutral with your head. Breathe in, breathe out. And bring your left hand on the right ear. And then let with exhale the gravity sink the head to your ear and then through the head down. The right shoulder and the left elbow are heavy. Breathing in and out. Noticing the side of your neck. And then coming back to the center. And next, bringing the chin down to the chest. And imagining that at the top of the head there is a small string, and the string is being pulled very gently forward. And at the same time, your chin touching or is very close to the chest. And then sinking the shoulders low. And with inhale, I'm tracing again by my gaze. I'm going to the right. And exhale down to the center, chin close to my chest. And then inhale to the left. Exhale down. The string is keeping my head long. And the breath allows me to move from side to side only as much as my body is comfortable right now. And then pausing in the middle and bringing both hands, interlacing the fingers, and just bring them in the back of your head. And with exhale, let your elbows sink low. And then slowly with inhale, open the elbows to the side, gaze forward, and then slightly up. Elbows are wide away, shoulders are falling down towards the chair. We breathe here, in and out, noticing the shape of our arms, our scapula down to the spine, to the sit bone. And exhale back to the center, level your head. And with your interlaced fingers, let them part and move your arms sideways as if there are two walls and you want to push them. And the pushing comes from the heel of the palm. So breathing, looking straight ahead and imagining they're like sponges. The walls are not stone, they're more of a soft material, and we are gently pushing them to each side. And flipping the palms downward, so your fingers facing straight down. And then up again, fingers facing up. And a few more. And then let the left hand find the side of the chair and the right opens above and reaching through the fingertips, and then helping putting the weight in the left hand, having a chair as a stable base. I'm reaching over to the left. with my fingertips. If possible, keeping both of my sit bones still down. So the reaching happens from the hip above, and my chest is open to the front. And then we change with exhale, right arm down, left arm reaches up. I'm finding the space. I can lean, and then with next exhale, the left fingertips want to touch the opposite of the room. And from the left hip up towards the fingertips, every inhale brings space. And back to the center. Arms down, interlace the fingers, and gently create this kind of a number 8 movement. Bring your awareness to the ankles, to the wrists. And changing the movement to the other direction. And opening the arms and changing the interlace. So your index finger, first there was one was in front, so let the other be in front. This might be slightly unfamiliar. And then continue with this exploration of these joints. And exhale, release, let them find your thighs. And pausing for a moment, perhaps closing the eyes, noticing what is happening right now in the body, in the mind, in the heart. How is your breath? Do you need some adjustment? And moving your hands a little bit closer to the knees. So I'm leaning slightly forward. I will show on the side. I'm leaning slightly forward and I'm maintaining the length of my spine. And with inhale, I'm letting the sternum go forward and my gaze goes slightly up. My elbows are close to the body, bent. And with exhale, I'm pressing away from my hands, tucking the belly button in, rounding the spine, and the chin goes towards the chest. So this is nice to have the feet firmly underneath your knees. As we are exploring this two-dimensional movement of the spine, front and back. Imagining when you go forward, your sternum wants to go forward and then the rest of the body follows. And when you go back, the movement starts in your belly button and then the rest of the body follows. Or find your different parts of your body that wants to initiate the movement and follow them. It could be the nose, the chin, maybe the spine itself is the initiator. And then slowly finding the center, bring the hands a little bit closer up on your thigh. And then with inhale, lift your shoulders up towards the ears, and with exhale, bring them down and back. So it's a small circle with your shoulder. Almost if you want to massage the ears. and the middle part, the space between the scapula. And then change direction. You may see that my hands are going, so gently lifting from the thighs. I'm allowing the rest of the body to follow the shoulders. And then bringing the shoulders up towards the ears and setting them down and back and pausing. Noticing the body, the mind, the heart. Where are we right now? And if there are the thoughts are taking us to some other place, to some other time, you may smile and bring them back to this body, to this moment, to this movement, and to this stillness. Next, we will move in our awareness down to our legs. So bringing the weight slightly to the right side, so you can lift your left leg straight forward. You can also help with your legs, or you can scoop a little bit backwards, so your thighs supported by the chair. And with here, I'm flexing and pointing my toes. Noticing the breath, noticing the rest of the body. And can I do less? And doing circles with the ankle, one direction, the other. And then bending the knee and bringing it up, maybe hugging it with your hands closer to the chest. Breathing here. And then allowing the ankle cross over the other leg and bring the knee to the side. So if this is not possible, you can also cross wherever you can. And if this is not possible at all, bring your leg to the side. So what we are doing, we are gently opening this left hip. So either way, if your leg is out to the side, or if it rests on your on the right leg, breathing here and noticing the sensation around the right hip, the left hip. And if your leg is on the other one, you may with your left hand bring the knee a little bit closer to the chest, and with exhale further. Just very gentle movement in and out. And if your leg is on the side, so what you can do, you can bring the hands on the knees and then let your sternum go forward and then slowly move to the left and to the right. And noticing where you're in the middle, where you're in the front, where you're to the side. So very small circles, either with your spine or with the leg up and down. And then bring the knee back up, straight forward, close to the chest. And then slowly placing it down where it was underneath the knee. And pausing and noticing perhaps there is a difference between the left and the right leg right now. And then bring the awareness to the right leg, weight slightly to the left, and then opening, lifting the leg forward, and then inhaling, pointing the toes front, flexing the feet on exhale. Letting the rest of your body be comfortable. It can mean that you need to move a little bit back or front, or scoop in your pelvic bowl. Then circles one direction, circles the other direction. And then bringing the knee up and into the chest. Noticing both sit bones. Letting the right foot be heavy and bring just gravity is pulling it gently down to the ground. And then crossing the ankle over the left leg. And seeing what is possible for you on this side, if it's different than on the other. And then bringing the right hand on the outside of the knee, and with inhale, gently bring the knee up and then down, gently pressing down. Inhale up, exhale down. If this is not possible from this position, we bring the leg out to the side of the chair and hands on the side, like above the knees, and we gently move the sternum to the left and to the right, noticing this movement and this pelvic bowl while breathing. And if the movement is too much, you can always stay still and noticing what's happening in this area of the right hip. Breathing in, breathing out. Being curious. And then whenever you are, bringing the knee back up, interlacing the fingers, heavy right foot. And then letting it find the ground. Again, as we sit down on our sit bones, knees above the ankles, feet flat on the ground. We pause, we breathe, we notice what's there right now. And with next inhale, we breathe into the spine, we lengthen the spine to imagine again the string on the top of our head, and at the same time there's anchored down on the base of our spine. So noticing with every inhale and exhale how this imagination is perhaps changing the feeling of our spine in the space and in the body. And then with exhale, we turn to the left. We may use the hands on our leg. We can also grab the back of the chair. Breathing here. So knees are still pointing forward. And the twist happening in this area of our belly and the lower spine. And then the upper spine is following. And then back to the center. Turning back, this transition is the moment of really noticing how the vertebrae are coming back to what is the natural. And inhaling again the length into the spine, exhaling, grounding the spine, and next inhale, we turn to the opposite. Then you can grab the back of your chair, so side of your thigh, and we are inhaling the length, exhaling, anchoring, and then letting the twist happen. And then back to the center. Then bring the awareness to our hips and to the pelvic bowl. And allowing ourselves on exhale, drop the belly button in and scooping the tailbone up. And then inhale, letting the tailbone point backward and the pelvic ball is moving forward. You can bring your hands in the hips, which can help you bring awareness to this area. And then the spine follows, and maybe also you notice that the head follows. The movement starts and originates here. So as if we have a bowl, and then we tilt it forward, and then we tilt it back. And then finding the center. And noticing what is center for us. Where in the space this ball is. Is it tilted a little bit forward? Is it tilted a little bit back? What is our center? For the last movement, we will relax and drop our weight of the front of the body down on our thighs, down on the ground. So for that, either you just allow yourself to be as you are, and then with exhale, again having this long spine, so the string from the top of the head, letting your belly find the thighs, and then the arms are hanging on the side, and the top of the head is heavy too, just resting on your thighs. Alternatively, you can bring in a pillow and bring the pillow on your thigh, and then laying your belly on the pillow, or two pillows, and allowing the weight of the head sinking low. Noticing the spine, noticing the places in your body where you're holding energy, where you're holding posture, and see if with exhale you can release that. There might be places where it's not possible. There might be places where it's a little bit possible. You may move gently the head from side to side. Because we are allowing the neck to rest, because it doesn't need to hold it. For just a few moments, the head is fully released. And then slowly, with your next inhale, bring your hands on your knees, scooping the tailbone, tucking the belly in, and with round spine, slowly lifting our torso up to the sitting, and the head goes very, very last. Slowing this down in case it may make us a little bit dizzy, so it helps to open the eyes and find a spot on the ground. Breathing in and breathing out, allowing the residue, the echoes of that posture be in our body, and allowing the body to come to this different new posture. And bringing the hands, perhaps leaving them on the thighs and just gently squeezing. We'll bring one on the belly, one on the heart. And if your hands are on the belly and on the heart, breathe into them, letting your front of the body expand to your hands. And imagining the body is also expanding to the back and to the side. Allowing the breath expand us, and then on exhale, we release down to these four anchors. Thank you for this practice together.